Welcome back to another episode of Fail or Fire. I'm your host, Thunderius, and I am joined by my amazing co-hosts,
Dylan
and Shades.
And we are Cyber Skull Media. We hope you enjoyed part 1, where we covered the American League uniforms. This will be part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you go back and check it out, so you can see how we rated the American League City Connect uniforms. We briefly covered our history with baseball as well in that video, so you can understand where we were coming from when we judged these jerseys. The Dodgers will be releasing a second set of City Connect unis as a do-over on June 21st, so we may or may not cover them if we find some decent leaks, and if we do, we may or may not cut them into this video later. Let's hop right in to the National League uniforms. That sound good?
Yes, sir.
sounds good.
All right, Wrigleyville.
We've got the Chicago Cubs City Connect. Obviously, Wrigleyville, the area of the city that surrounds Wrigley Field. I think this is a cheap and easy way out. I'm gonna fail this one.
Fail. Knew it was the Cubs, but on the hat there, I think it's almost Colorado-ish.
Color scheme's not bad, clean, simple, but I think it boring. It doesn't represent Chicago well, in my opinion. I like it called Wrigleyville. Knowing some of the designs that like CM Punk has done being from Chicago, they phoned it in. Some of the stuff he's designed for his ring gear and things like that, his t-shirts, follow that route, and this is 10 times better. Fail. Also, fuck the Cubs. Next, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Take us away, Dylan.
Again, this is one that they seem to put a lot of effort into it. It's still mid for me. You know, the Brew Crews, their fan base, they do a really good job explaining. I love the little grill on the sleeve. Tailgating, summertime, baseball. It speaks to everybody. It's a little bit of a stretch. The call out, they say the sleeve stripe is supposed to be like the head on a beer. That's a reach. They can say that. That's fine. But the MKE and then the 414 is a little muddy. It's hard to see the 414 in the MKE on the hat. They put a lot of effort into it, so I'm going to give them a mid, but I don't love it.
Go mid. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like somebody's trying to make too much go on. I like the point of it. I'm still gonna go mid.
So initial look, I really wanted to say these fire. I like the theme. They really put a lot of work and effort into this, clearly. I like the Brew Crew font. The MKE 414 logo definitely is muddy. Definitely not knowing what that is unless you know what that is. Very busy for what it is. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to call it a fire. Fire. Let's do this. Next, we have Cincinnati. Been a fan of watching Shades play baseball games. I've always kind of rocked with the Cincy uniforms for the baseball team. But what do you think about this one, Dylan?
It's mid. Two reasons. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Having seen these on television, though, it does not read as well on TV. The black on black. It looks really good from a merch standpoint. Like if you were to buy this off a rack, it's kind of fire. The functionality of this thing as a jersey, a uniform that's worn on the field, it's mid.
I'm gonna go mid. I don't like the black on black letters on the front there. I feel like that would be a hard thing to read in the stands. Hat, it's a mid.
I really love the color scheme. Like you said, a streetwear, like I would rock these. If I was a Cincy fan, I'd have one of these right now and I'd be wearing it during this video. From a field standpoint, you definitely aren't going to be able to read it. But I'm going to say these are the best thing in Cincinnati right now. I'm going to give it a fire. You, Joe Burrow. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a fail. It's got the color scheme, of course, you know, the Pittsburgh Pirates. But yeah, PGH. Kind of like the CLE on the Cleveland jerseys. What are they trying to do? The hat is standard fare. You know, they've had the yellow and the black P hat. They didn't make really any changes. There is kind of a pattern on the jersey, Pittsburgh, Steel City, but no, it's a fail. I don't feel like they did enough. I feel like they took a standard color pattern that they've always had, abbreviated the town name with something that doesn't really seem to work. Yeah, it's a fail.
I'm gonna go with the fail. Seems bland.
I'm not a big fan of Pittsburgh sport teams. Being the Pirates, I think you could have done something really badass with this. This is apparently what being from Pittsburgh is all about. From a distance, Pittsburgh is strong, sturdy, quiet, friendly, and never showy or overstated. However, get to know someone from the city, and you learn that there's more to them than meets the eye. You would never guess until you get close to them. At a distance, featuring a yellow jersey and black pants, evokes memories of what the Pirates wore in Game 7 in 1979 World Series. With the uniform, however, the allure lies in the details. The uniform print with 3 core elements: the inverted Y, the asteroid, and the check. You can't really tell from this picture. They're in that little pattern. The Y represents the convergence of the 3 rivers up there. I'm not going to try to pronounce them. The square icon houses the asteroid, plays off Pittsburgh City seal, and is meant to invoke the ideas of community.
That's a stretch. I'm not getting that from that jersey.
Still going fail. They're trying to make it too busy.
I'm giving it a mid. St. Louis Cardinals. Your boy Thundy grew up a Kansas City Royals and a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
I'll give it a mid. I can't quite fail it, but it's one of those situations where I also don't feel like they put a whole lot into it. The City Connect goal, I don't feel was met. They just changed the wording. Instead of St. Louis or Cardinals on the jersey, it says the Lou. They use the same logo that's on the jerseys already. The STL on the hat, it's pretty basic. I feel like they
wavy lines in there.
I just don't feel like there was a whole lot of effort put into that. Could be a situation where the day before the design was due, they remembered they hadn't started.
Oh, fail.
I'm failing it too. As much as I like St. Louis and the Cardinals, very basic, very reminiscent of their regular jerseys, but I would rather have a regular jersey. I think they could have done something better.
Well, I think culture of the city, they've got Busch Gardens, they've got Anheuser-Busch, they've got the Arch. They've got so many different elements and culture. They just didn't use any of those things.
The Washington Nationals.
This is a fail. Again, with the weird city abbreviation on the jersey. I don't know why they decided 3 letters was the way to go. I don't know if one team started it and everybody copied them. I don't like that part of it. I believe it's a cherry blossom on there, representative of Washington, D.C. So much history and culture from that area, and this is what they came up with. It's a fail.
Going fail. Baseball. Why are we putting flowers on anything?
While, yes, DC is known for its cherry blossoms you got from Japan, there's so many other things out there that represent the city well that I don't understand why this is what they went with. At most, they should have at least put a fucking con man on there. It would have represented the city better. But that's a fail for me, dog. That's a fail for me. Well, we're moving to the NL East. Now, the Miami Marlins.
I think this is fire. Again, I like the color combo. It represents Miami's Cuban heritage very well. It's got that South Beach, that Miami look to it. I think it checks all the boxes for what you would want to accomplish with the City Connect jersey or uniform. I think it does it with some style.
So mid. I think they're okay, but looks like a criminal. So I can't give it a good rating.
I like it. I like the color scheme, but the pinstripes ruin it for me. Like, after you look at Chicago's pinstripes and you look at these, they don't even connect all the way. There might be a point to it. I don't care enough to look it up, but those kill it for me. I'm giving it mid.
I just want to point out that that's why he looks like a criminal, is the pinstripes. They look like Ilso.
The Philadelphia Phillies, the most clever name in baseball.
This is a fail. They got the Liberty Bell on the hat, which represents Philadelphia, but the font and that gradient, that color scheme, it screams slow pitch beer league. Southwest Iowa softball teams, like the rec teams, would come out and like they feel like they're the shit rocking a uniform like this. I'm not buying it.
I go mid. I kind of like the color, even though it's not a Philadelphia Phillies thing at all. I like the bell on the hat. Font looks all right to me.
All right, well, I do like the gradient. I like the color scheme. I love the font. I like the Liberty Bell. I'm giving it a fire. I'd rock these if I was a Philly fan. All right, so you may think upon first observation that this is a Yankees jersey because of the style, the color, but in fact, it is a Mets jersey. Let us know why it looks like this, Dylan.
So they were going with kind of a classic look. You'll see the Brooklyn Bridge on the hat there. Very subtle difference in the NY on a Yankees hat versus the Mets hat. If I was the Mets and I'm trying to fight for visibility in New York, they've always been the other team. The Yankees are a huge phenomena. The Mets have always been the also ran. I would have strayed clear the fuck away from anything that looks like a Yankees uniform, and they failed.
A little like magenta or purple in there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they chose this as theirs.
I'm going to go fail because it looks like the Yankees, even though the hat says otherwise. I don't like the color, font.
So it's a purple for the 7 line that runs to Citi Field. You're getting a fail, dog. If I see this out in public and I'm not a baseball fan, I automatically am going to think that's a Yankees jersey. Failed the assignment, tried to copy off someone else's homework when they didn't even turn any in. Fail, be shamed, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow. Go away. The Atlanta Braves.
It's mid. Other than the in front of the A, these are the Hank Aaron style jerseys from back in the day. It's a nice look. It looks more like a throwback than a City Connect, so I don't feel like it's new. So it gets a mid. I like it. I think it's super clean. I would probably wear one, but for a City Connect review, it's basically a throwback with the added to it.
Go mid. I like it, but I don't like it. Not good enough for the fire. Mid.
I like the concept behind it. Color scheme's okay. I'm just not a fan of the layout of the design. Well, they did just shout out my boys as one of the most valuable businesses in the Atlanta area.
Braves Country is part of Truist's most valuable business program. We're highlighting small businesses all across the state of Georgia. Tonight, I'm here with Josh. He's one of the owners of Southern States Pro Wrestling. And Josh, just tell Braves Country about your business.
Quick little overview. We are professional wrestling. We are live entertainment. We are in your face. It's athletic competition. It's theatrical. It's drama. It's like what you would see from the World Wrestling Entertainment, but we're at like a lower level. So think of us as kind of like the AA affiliate of them, if that makes any sense. Easiest way to find us is on all our social media channels, Southern States Pro, and all the ticket links are right there. And of course, YouTube is the easiest way to watch us if you can't make it to the events.
Southern States Pro Wrestling. Shout out. Not a fan. I'm failing this bad boy. The final division that we will be covering, the NL West, the San Diego Padres.
I think I'm going to go fire. Obviously playing into, I feel like, some Latin American heritage, some Southern California color and flair. I like the alternate sleeve colors. I kind of wish there was more of a blend, like on the San Diego, instead of such a hard line between the two colors. I think it would be cool if it blended a little better, considering that for most of their history, their colors have been brown and yellow. I love that they took a big swing here, and it's fire.
I'm going to go with mid. I like them, but
I'm going to go mid as well. I like the idea, but I'm just personally not a fan of that type of color scheme. The San Francisco Giants.
I like what they were trying to do here, but I'm gonna say a fail. The weird color scheme on the G there is supposed to represent fog. You'll see the Golden Gate Bridge on the sleeves. It's also on the side of the hats. They kept their San Francisco logo. They went with kind of the orange color palette. It could have been done well, but it's hard to sell fog as a graphic. I'm failing this one.
I'm going to give it a mid. Because it's the thought that counts. It's okay. I mean, it definitely could have been done better. I'm going to go with mid.
I'm going with mid as well. No real other explanation to expand upon. Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, these are rather interesting. What say you?
I think these are fire. They're simple and clean. The S being a snake, serpientes, using Spanish word, tying into the Mexican and Hispanic culture down there. Real sharp. Like I said, simple, clean, but I think they're fire.
I'm going to go fire. They're simple, clean, get to the point, end the story.
Fire. I'd rock these. They're fire. That's a 3 for 3. The LA Dodgers.
This is going to be my harshest critique of this whole scenario here. This is a total failure. It's their color scheme already. They put Los in front of the team name, supposedly to tie in again to their, Hispanic, Latin American culture in the city. This is lame. This is no thought, no effort put into it. They didn't even change their font. I get that they went blue on blue, which isn't typical for them, but the stupid hat.
You got some dirty sleeves.
Yeah, that's a stupid hat, a stupid jersey. Man, this is the hardest fail you can have. You came to the table with absolutely nothing. You showed up with Nike to have your powwow here, and you forgot your homework, and you put Los in front of your team name. This is a fail. You should be ashamed. Fuck the Dodgers.
One fail, because it's just the Dodgers.
Fail all the way around. Moving on. So you already saw what we thought about the current City Connect uniforms that they are redoing this year. Now, they're not supposed to drop for another week. We're not going to actually know what they exactly look like, but we do, however, have a supposed leak from Twitter. I don't know if this is going to be true or if this is just going to be one of those knockoff jerseys that are just in an odd variant that a shop is carrying. But would you guys like to see what this leak is?
Nope.
I got to know what they're doing for a do-over.
This comes to us from this guy on Twitter, Dye My Color. So if these aren't correct leaks, you can blame him.
I will say, with the hashtag at the bottom of the jersey there by the tag, it's probably official. I know the hashtag was a big component of a lot of these City Connect unis. I don't know what it's supposed to represent without any background. It's another fail for me. It's another typical Los Angeles. It's white and blue. I know they got a little splatter effect there, it looks like. Tried to spice up the font, but that's another fail.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of this one. I don't see anything that's gonna change me. I don't like the dirtiness of it. Maybe if I knew the reasoning, but nope, I'm gonna go fail.
Well, if this is to be believed and this is going to be the jersey, I don't understand why. I'd be interested to hear why it is what it is, because I don't get it. It just looks like, like a confetti birthday cake. I mean, this is kind of cool, but other than that, I'm out, dog. This is an absolute fail. The Dodgers do not know how to design a jersey, I guess. That's just what it is.
Sounds to me like they need a graphic designer.
I'm available for hire.
I know a guy, yeah.
You said that with the hashtag, that might mean legitimacy. Zoom back out.
So yeah, the hashtag there, most of the City Connects, either like in the collar, sometimes in the hat, they have like a hashtag and a slogan. So this is their famous announcer, Vin Scully. The hashtag is "It's time for Dodger baseball." That was his catchphrase. It adds a little bit of legitimacy that this might be their City Connect. I don't know, again, how this really represents the city of Los Angeles.
I
I
like.
think that represents the city of Los Angeles right there.
Yeah, well, see, that's where I was going with it. I like your valid points, but that raw cone up at the top there, I was like, I don't know.
Although, we buy our jerseys. We don't buy official NFL merch. No one wants to spend a few $100s on stitched jerseys when you can get the same thing for $25. So I could see this being something like that. I guess we'll find out next week.
$25. Kid down the street makes mine.
Colorado Rockies.
I'm giving this one a fire. I think they nailed the challenge. Looks like the old school Colorado license plates with the green and the mountain in the background. I like the Colorado logo on the hat. The Colorado Rockies had one of the more popular uniform combos with the black and the purple and silver. I love that they went with the green and white. I think it's a bold move. It might not be for everybody, but I think that's fire.
When did they get an Asian in Colorado? Edit that out.
Cut.
I'm gonna go fire, just because of the coloring on the jerseys or uniforms looking like the plates. Not really a big fan of the hat. The rest of it looks pretty good.
The hat does look a little like a tourist gift shop. So
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
yeah, I feel you on that.
I think the hat's mid. The rest of the jersey is fire. So I'm going to have to give it a fire. There's things I would change, but I understand why they are the way they are. The lettering, obviously, is representative of that license plate. I'm giving it a fire. I'd rock one of these. With that, we have officially covered every single one that has been released as of the recording of this video. Now that we have covered the National League teams, our favorite jersey out of all the national teams was a three-way tie, believe it or not. This is who it was. The Arizona Diamondbacks. Take that W, boys.
Yeah, I think it just stands out. It's super clean. That kind of desert tan. I like that color scheme. I like the Snake S logo. I like that cursive font. It's got the Arizona flag on the other sleeve. Just nails it. I think it hits all the aspects. Graphic design, fashion, representation for the city. I love it.
I'm down for it all around. Real clean. Gets to the point.
There's nothing much more to add. Pretty fire all around. Arizona can get away with a pretty clean jersey like that, given where they are. Pretty good representation of that area. Overall, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Chicago White Sox, and the Arizona Diamondbacks have the best City Connect uniforms, according to Cyber School Media. What do you guys think? What's your favorite National League jersey? What's your favorite overall jersey? Let us know in the comments below. Now that we've covered both the American and National Leagues, we are going to average out our personal rankings and load them into a graphic so we can see just where everything lands on average. How many jerseys / uniforms were a fail, fire, or just plain mid? Let's find out. Here is our chart. The American League ended up with 5 fails, while the National League ended up with 6, with the Dodgers failing not just once, but how many times?
2 times.
for a grand total of 11. In our mid category, we had the American League with just 3 mids, followed by the National League with 7, for a grand total of 10 mid uniforms. Finally, we had 7 uniforms out of 30 that were fire. The American League running away with this one, with an average of 5 uniforms being considered fire, with 2 from the National League. Also, if you notice, there are 2 that are left off, because as we covered, the Yankees and the Oakland Athletics are both party poopers, so they didn't even make it onto the graphic. You guys have any thoughts on how this played out?
So
Bummer.
I'd say the split is about what I thought. It's a pretty good mix. I'm kind of surprised that LA failed twice. They're a major market team. You think they would have the budget? I mean, they're paying Shohei Ohtani like $750 million over 10 years. So maybe they can't afford a graphic design guy anymore, but to fail twice is unacceptable.
You know, I didn't know how this was going to play out. Don't really follow a lot of baseball, but it's interesting to see how the majority of the league could not succeed in designing a fire uniform. Maybe they just need a higher Thundy.
Telling you, send in a resume.
You can find me at thunderiuscreative.com. Well, we've once again come to the end of our journey. This is the end of part 2. We hope you guys enjoyed this 2-part series about the MLB City Connect uniforms. We are talking about maybe doing some new NFL uniform coverage, maybe in August. So stay tuned for that. Smack that like button like a home run from Bryce Harper. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our content. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Cyber Skull Mafia, we're out of here. Peace.